Alright, welcome back you guys to another episode of Procrastination. I'm your host, the Procrastinator. And also with me today I have Cole and this kind of nameless pumpkin I have. Basically he's my Halloween decoration. And once Halloween goes by, I'll just... But yeah, he's nameless. He don't have a name. He don't have a name. So sad, isn't it? I can't think of a name. I want someone else to name him, but I can't find anyone. So he just kind of just sits right, yeah, but he kind of just sits right here on my table. Just can't really see him. Kind of just sits right here. And Cole sits here as well. And we just watch videos. And anyone thinking that I think they're real, I will not say anything. But that's enough about me. Today we're here. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. We are here today with another scary video for the Halloween. I don't like I said before, I don't really plan my videos out. I kind of just do them on a whim. So I used to plan out, but then I stopped because I got bored of doing that, so I just do it on a whim. But we are here to watch another scary video entitled Top 15's Top 15 Scariest YouTube Videos. I don't even know when the heck was this from? From 2015. Okay. 15. But anyway, yes, we're going to watch this. Many of you may have seen it, but I'm going to react to it because I couldn't find anything else to react to. That was scary. I might do another Crypt TV thing eventually. I don't know. But anyway, I hope I won't get scared. I'm going to be holding Cole the whole time so he don't get scared. He's a scaredy duck. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing this and that, and then I don't know what else I'll do. So let's go get started, okay? Because I don't know what I'm doing anymore, okay? Everyone knows I kind of say okay a lot, okay? But anyway, video begin and sorry, I have to use this hand to use the mouse. 3, 2, 1, play.
Number 15.
Number 15.
Obey the Walrus. This
Why?
video obtained its fame a while back from the confusing and creepy vibe it radiates. It's a very old video, and the quality shows that
3-year-old video.
It features very creepy and childish music that plays over footage of a transvestite wearing a pink dress and walking around in a distorted manner. Towards the end, we get a zoom in of the person's expressionless face before we are faced with a photo of a walrus. The video originally surfaced with the same title in a Spanish language. People began creating reaction videos, which usually went one of two ways. Either they laughed uncontrollably, or they were frozen with fear. The video soon came with the myth that it was created by a Latin American cult known as La Morsa, aka the Walrus. And it is said
the dumbest thing ever
would happen after watching the
I'm the most unoriginal person ever, I guess, and I could come up with a better name than that.
Found it was actually just footage used from the actor's life documentary.
I mean, yeah, there's wars, but why?
Goddess Bunny. The actor is named Johnny Bima. He suffers from polio. He has spoken about going through a lot of sexual abuse as a child, and irrelevantly becoming a drag queen model. Chances are that someone just took footage from his film, made it creepy or funny depending how you see it, and posted it for attention. As for the different themes that come alongside this video, it's actually very psychological. The color scheme that the video is set in, the tune of music, and the unknowingness of what is happening tampers with the way our brain processes things.
I never know what's happening.
It leads to different people having different reactions.
By all this.
No matter the truth behind this video, the fear that it pulls out of some people is very, very real. Number 14. I Feel Fantastic.
I remember this one. Let me throw coal at you.
Yet another viral and terrifying video that graced YouTube. This one is a blonde robot in the middle of what is probably a living room, singing a strange and high-pitched song that includes the lyrics, "I feel fantastic." And to top off the creep factor, please leave, run, run, run.
can't leave. This is my room. I look at the door.
The robot does change positions a few times, and towards the end, she's even in a new outfit.
Why?
It should be mentioned that midway
Why is
through
it
the
all
strange
black?
music
I mean,
video,
yes.
there's a random shot of the backyard. The
Oh,
earliest upload of this was in 2009. Many people began saying that the robot was created by a serial killer, as some form of statue bride. The shot to the backyard was allegedly a shot of where the killer buried his victims, and the things the robot sings are to reflect what the killer wishes his victims would have said while being murdered. This mostly came about because the description on the video tells about the story in Greek mythology of Pygmalion, a man who made a statue bride because he was so fed up with the impure women that surrounded him. However, the true story behind this strange singing robot is actually a lot less creepy. Well, it's still kind of weird. This was all actually a music project done by John Bergeron. Back in 2004, he built this android which he named Tara and programmed her to sing songs that he wrote and recorded. He continued to sell the videos online, so this probably came from someone who was crazy enough to make a purchase, as there has never been proof of him having a YouTube account. This was actually a brilliant idea that wound up being horribly executed. As for the strange cutscene to the backyard, it's still unexplained, but it was most likely just an attempt to add some cinematic beauty to the video.
I mean, I would do this, but I would actually make it look funny or whatever.
There has been proof that the music videos were sold back in the early days of the site. Considering there has been no activity from Bergeron since 2004, we can live out the rest of our lives safely knowing there will be no more Terra videos.
Yeah, there's be videos about Terra videos.
Agamemnon counterpart.
Or in my case, a video about a video about
as confusing, but you can't stop watching. Even as you stare at the scream in horror and disbelief, you probably won't stop it. The video starts out with a crummy old-school VHS warning, which is followed by on-screen text that reads, "A video cassette was found in a pile of rubble on the ruins of a certain blue planet. What you are about to witness
why the video
will not
cassette?
be the
Why is there a
contents
video
of
cassette in
aforementioned
2050s?
cassette.
2571.
This is an entirely different recording, which is shown next to what could be the intro to a very low-budget children's show, as it features cartoon characters, bright colors, and displays the title, "Let's Make a New Friend."
No.
However, not long into the video, screaming begins. Like uncontrollable, someone is about to get murdered type screaming.
Oh, that's nothing. They just won the lottery. Oh.
We see a few more trippy shots,
sound down for nothing.
tons more screaming and overly happy background music, and the video ends.
It's trippy
Rumors
as heck.
immediately began spreading that the video is actually once footage from a popular Japanese rape murder case. Apparently, the cartoon footage covered up the video, but not the audio. However, when you look at the description of the original posting, it's stated, "Drawings by Jason Kovac, aka Dave, from 2001, D2K1. Research leads to DK21, meaning Destination Imagination 2001. From there we can find that this video was a strange art project that got uploaded in 2006.
What's that other art project being creepy?
Has exposed that the audio and screaming are both from vintage movies, so the rape murder theory is completely false. As for the title or the meaning behind the video, there's not one. Jason Kovac has yet to release any information about its confusing title or complex meaning.
I guess we'll get
Just take a
anything
look.
for a long time.
Maybe you'll be able to find some deep and powerful meaning within these terrifying screams.
Okay.
Number 12. Username 666.
Username 666.
This popular video is based on an even more popular creepypasta. It's probably been seen by
I've never read a creepypasta, but I've watched videos about them.
By the name of Username 666.
I do read, I just don't do it often.
The person controlling the computer finds that the account has been suspended. Then they go on to refresh about 50 times.
Why?
Things start to become redder and
after
redder,
like 4 times, I give up.
The text becomes
and go look for something different.
One more refresh leads to the account with videos of twisted and disturbing babies, as well as a woman drowning. This video is obviously created solely for the creepypasta, and it's not real whatsoever.
I'm more confused why they're refreshing like so many times.
It does say it has been suspended. This implies that the channel did exist at one point. Well, it could have been a demonic and truly freaky account. There's no proof for that. That aside, however, the thought is still terrifying. Plus, there are several softwares and programs that can be used to replicate this effect for scaring friends, or, you know, whatever you would need that for. Take a look.
Fun fact, I'm not really scared. The only thing that scared me is terror. I almost jumped a bit.
11. Cursed Kleenex commercial. The following ad for tissues is creepier than it needs to be. As you will see, there is a small child that seems to have their body painted a dark orange. The child is sporting green hair and some sort of magical horn. Meanwhile,
why do they have a horn?
The woman next to the child, possibly a mother, makes loving gestures towards the child before letting a tissue fly into the air. All the while, this
tissue paper
slow song is
like
playing in the back.
0.01 cent.
Released this commercial in mid-1986, and it immediately received.
I don't know how much is one tissue paper out of a whole box
for? The
for?
song in the background was a Russian demonic ritual chant that sang.
I would do the math, but I don't really want.
There were also numerous claims that the commercial would change depending on what time of day it was shown. For example, in the afternoon, it would be overall normal, but if it ever aired past midnight, it was distorted and even more terrifying. After becoming fed up with complaints, Kleenex took the commercial down, and it was never aired again. However, that didn't stop it from eventually being spread all over the world of YouTube. People began uploading and sharing, and even posting videos of themselves watching the commercial at midnight to show how distorted it really became.
Can't be that bad. I'm just gonna be able to sleep good tonight. No, never mind. Well, you guys need to go rent it again. Are you still hot? You can easily turn it off. Stop looking at me. Oh, face, look at me. Hello.
Once all of this came about, rumors began that all of those involved in creating the commercial died in some freak way. Everyone from the cameraman to the 2 actors. It was even said that anyone who simply watched the commercial would die. None of it was true though. The actress, Kiko Matsuzaka, has been proven to still be alive.
I was clapping because you say that you remember to die by showing it, but you showed it to us.
Proven to have been edited or faked in some fashion. Furthermore, the song in the background isn't Russian at all. It's a song in English by Jane and Barton.
It's a fine day, people open windows, they leave their houses just for a short while.
What's this song?
The grass, and they look at the grass.
Well, thank you.
They look at the
How convenient.
sky. It's going to be a fine night tonight.
Is that a monkey?
It's going to be a fine day tomorrow.
Remember, I get that tissue.
Although most of these things have been debunked, watching this commercial is still pretty creepy. It gives off a weird vibe that makes it pretty easy to understand why people created such strange rumors.
That's
the commercial is sure to be revealing, and most people were probably just looking for some way to explain it. Number 10. There is nothing. This is possibly one of the most scary videos on the list, depending on your own personal tastes.
I can't run away. I'm in my room.
Or possibly
I have nowhere to go.
Sitting at a dinner room table. A bull sits in front of
I'm
her,
ready to throw
and there's a fire behind her through the window. Her stare is so strong and creepy that you almost can't look at her while she stares straight into your soul.
Oh yeah?
The first time she speaks, you can't really make out what she says.
Don't stare in her eyes.
The camera zooms out and she drops her
Sucks
face
already
into
I can't really stare in
bowl.
anybody's eyes.
When she picks her head back up to speak again, she
problem with
clearly
it, but I do.
says, "There is nothing."
Bet you it's our project. There is fire and a spoon. There is something. Open your eyes.
The video was created by filmmaker and artist David B. Earl.
I called
He
it.
said that he created the very short film in a way that makes it possible to loop the video over and over again without any clue of where it begins and ends. According to Earl, the piece was inspired by the personal paradoxical desire for empirical proof that there is nothing on the other side of life. Number 9. Performance, Oliver de Sagazon. So this video starts out with a pretty average looking guy having performance, Oliver de Sagazon. So this video starts out with a pretty average looking guy having a seat in front of a dark gray background.
That's like a parent name, I think.
First. He just starts taking his clothes off and bathing himself in clay, which he paints over and layers on multiple times. He does begin saying things later in the video in a seemingly exhausted voice. He also makes disturbing noises. As he layers on the clay and paint and cuts eye holes and a mouth opening for himself, things become pretty disturbing. As the video goes on, things honestly just get worse and worse. There's almost a sense of panic created as you question what is going on and what terrible thing is going to happen next. The video was at one point associated with the creepypasta titled Gateway of the Mind, a story that explains how a group of scientists cut off all of a man's senses, after which he essentially loses his mind. This video doesn't really match up well with that creepypasta though, considering the different time periods and general lack of similarity. The shocking video is actually an art project of the man mentioned in the title. Either way, coming across something like this will probably cause you to not sleep for several days until you've finished extensive research on this matter.
Sorry, hold on. I really want to throw you at this. Gotta shake it off. Shake it off. I can't sing. You okay there, buddy? Like it's on?
Number 8. The Wyoming Incident.
Wyoming?
This is a video collected from November 1987. 2 news stations had their broadcasts interrupted by a hacker. The screen displays a message titled Special Presentation. It continues on with clips of heads and grayscale and more disturbing and personal messages.
I like the music. You will see such pretty things. Why do you hate? I do not hate. Too much what? You are ill. I feel fine. Now go get me.
Number 7. My dead great-grandma's coffin in my own backyard. There's not much to be said about this video that can't be seen. To summarize things, this man posts a video explaining that his great-grandmother's burial site could no longer keep up with the groundswork for her casket. This man, being the only living relative, offers to take the casket off their hands. Since he doesn't have anywhere else to put it, he just holds the casket in his backyard. Everything seems pretty reasonable, and although it's not something most of us would do, it does seem to make more sense than what follows. The man goes on to open the casket, and give a full view of the corpse.
I'm holding my hand up because I'm blocking the image.
To peck his great-grandma on
No,
the lips. Actually,
he
does more than peck her on the lips.
No.
He kisses her old decayed corpse multiple times. Number 6.
Thank you.
K-Fee car commercial.
Remember
this
this
is
one?
Probably one of the most popular jump scare videos
ever. Oh, how are you staying up here?
It's been viewed about 3 million times on most of the channels that have uploaded it.
Right.
On that same note, it has been uploaded by numerous channels and to numerous pages.
I'll hold you for now.
Not to mention all the reaction videos that are circulating out there. Well, the video itself is pretty terrifying. It's nothing more than a well-played ad. It features a beautiful scenic view of a car traveling through a very bountiful setting. Everything seems all nice and calm until this gruesome and truly nightmare-fueled ghost pops out of nowhere, extremely close to the camera, and scares the living shit out of whoever is watching. Even those that have seen the video thousands of times say it still gets them. After the ghost exits the screen, a message displays in German that translates roughly to, "You've never been so awake." This is to stimulate the effect that is generated from the company's energy drink. Number 5. Pretty Woman. This video is just of a man lip-syncing along to the popular song Pretty Woman. Although he is pretty creepy, it doesn't seem that bad. It's just a weird old man singing to a song in a way that makes you feel pretty uncomfortable. However, the backstory can change the feel of this video entirely. The singer's real name is Edward Muscare, and he's actually a real-life registered sex offender. So that instinct of being slightly violated while watching this video was actually very plausible. As part of his probation, Muscare was not allowed to use the internet, and after this video, he was put back in jail for 5 years, where he died from lung cancer. Just a friendly reminder to always go with your gut feeling about creepy old dudes.
Bye-bye.
You're missing a tooth, dude.
Fatal diving accident.
I guess I can get closer.
I'm sure everyone has had the issue of watching something dramatic where someone begins to drown and you almost feel as if you can't breathe either. Maybe that's what makes this video so scary. Watching the diver delve deeper and deeper into the ocean, all while hearing him suffocate, creates a form of sympathetic panic. This particular diver was doing a bounce dive, a form of diving where you sink to the bottom and use the sea floor to bounce up. This was being done in a place called the Blue Hole in Dahab, Egypt, which is very well known for killing inexperienced divers. His death was caused by a series of mistakes. He was diving using AIR, a form of tanked oxygen that is 78% nitrogen, which becomes intoxicating at low pressures. It should never be used below 190 feet because of the oxygen toxicity, and is rarely used below 130 feet anyways. By 90 feet into the water, the diver was basically drunk. Add that information to the fact that he was only using one tank, he might as well have dived with no tank at all. He was also overweight with equipment, so he had to completely abandon his tank. Furthermore, as if all of this wasn't enough to lead to his death, he was ascending to the bottom completely alone, meaning no one was there to pull him back up or stop him from falling. So the diver's final death wasn't as mystical as many viewers originally thought, and it was actually just irresponsible diving. A combination of nitrogen neurosis, oxygen toxicity, a single tank, improper gas mix, and overweighting killed him. Number 3. Girl goes psycho during makeup tutorial. One of YouTube's most viewed categories is tutorials. People from all over the web flock to get information on how to change a light bulb, and especially on how to apply makeup. So when this video popped up in 2014, it's just a young woman sitting in front of a camera explaining a makeup process. Although the left half of the screen does lead to a few questions, nothing could prepare you for when she begins beating her head onto the table.
So we're gonna just start here.
It's a truly gory scene, and you're left wondering what the hell happened. She just seemed to have snapped at some point. Buzz began immediately over this video. The description of the tutorial read, "This video was sent to me anonymously. I do not have any information beyond that. It is for you to decide on your own whether it is real or fake."
Real fake?
After some
fake
investigation, and thanks to tweets from the actress, Nakaya Seacrest, it wasn't long before the truth came out. This was a promo video made for a film the uploader was creating. You can check it out at the15experience.com. Number 2, Paris Catacombs lost footage. The Paris Catacombs is a popular and terrifying site found beneath the streets of Paris, France that is pretty ancient. It's an underground system that has also been seen as a cemetery, as it is filled with millions of human remains. The location is allegedly cursed. It is illegal to enter, and the Paris government has shut down every entrance that has been found. This video usually only can be found in the form of an excerpt from a documentary. It is footage of a man exploring the catacombs before strange and horrifying things happen.
Unless I have the Scooby-Doo gang with me.
We see things from a first-person point of view as the man navigates through the catacombs. He shows arrows painted on the ground, symbols and human-like figures painted on the walls, and entire rooms filled with bones. The man begins to pick up speed and run faster and faster, with less and less purpose. He seems to be running from something, with no idea of where he's actually going. It's likely, however, he was just in a state of panic. The camera eventually stops.
I'm in a state of panic right now.
And
I'm just real calm about it.
Filming again, it is laying on its side, and we actually see a splash of water and hear the man panic.
And all of a sudden,
water.
This location is already as scary as it gets, especially for those that are claustrophobic. Not to mention that the tunnels stretch for about 400 miles,
I'm just
and
scared
most of the
I can't go down there.
lead to even lower levels, meaning it's very easy to get lost. This man was never found. Number 1, Shay St. John, Hand Thing. This truly disturbing video comes from an entire channel dedicated to the main character.
They're both of them right now.
In this video, we are greeted with someone at the front door who appears to be wearing a blonde wig and part of a latex mask. The character asks another,
Shay, are you still doing that hand thing? I heard you're doing the hand thing today. God, what is that?
The camera then shows a person wearing something very similar, doing some strange hand thing with fake wooden arms. The hand thing isn't entirely freaky on its own, but this character in general is really disturbing and confusing. Plus, the wooden hands being used adds an extra dash of fear. This is one of many truly frightening videos from a character named Shay St. John, and there's even a website dedicated to her. Yes, her. The page dedicated to her is located at shaystjohn.net and isn't really much help to figuring out the gist of everything. However, it does help to build this air of confusion and a mentally ill individual. The page is packed full of unexplainable and terrifying pictures. If you ever were to take the time to look into Shay, you'd probably be scarred for life. Even getting down to the story behind it all remains baffling. Shay was created by an artistic director named Eric Fournier. The story is that Shay was a model, but she got into a devastating car accident that left her disfigured and mentally unstable. In mourning of her beauty, she reconstructed a face and body for herself made out of mannequin parts, and she now lives in this delusion that she is still beautiful, famous, and rich, despite the majority of videos being shot in a rather trashy location. The reasoning behind this entire project was to highlight the artificial essence that can be brought from fame and wealth. On a more unfortunate note, Eric Fournier died at the age of 42 from either a car accident or reasons related to alcoholism. Well, this is a sad end to a creative take on art. At least we have seen the last of Shay. Got an idea for a top 15 list? Submit it at top15s.net/submit.
I just got scared away.
Be sure to subscribe.
Well, that happened. The terror video was the most creepiest, I think. The catacombs I never go in. That last one, I don't want to talk about the last one. That one's not for me. But yeah, that was creepy. Creepy. Sorry, I heard people upstairs walking around. They need to stop that. But yeah. On that note, I'm showing in. I'm too scared to keep going. So I'll catch you guys next time. If you like the video, like, blah blah blah, whatever. Bye guys.